brain to separate movement from the expectation of pain. And physiotherapists have come up with some incredibly clever techniques to do exactly this. For stroke patients, something called repetitive task training, like practicing picking up a cup over and over again, actually convinces healthy parts of the brain to take over for the damaged areas. For chronic pain, there's graded motor imagery, where a patient simply visualizes moving without pain, and that can start to break those pain loops. And for sports injuries, mirror therapy literally tricks the brain into rebuilding motor circuits just by watching the healthy limb do the work. It's amazing stuff.
I mean, the applications are just incredible. We're talking about restoring the sense of touch after nerve damage, improving balance by forging brand new pathways for stability, and even reducing muscle stiffness in conditions like cerebral palsy. It's all about intentionally guiding the brain's own natural ability to rebuild and relearn.
But, like any cutting-edge science, it's not always totally straightforward. Different therapies can have different and sometimes way more complex effects on our nervous system.
Take something like spinal manual therapy, for instance. A major systematic review concluded that its effects are highly, and this is the key phrase, context-dependent. What that means in plain English is that the outcome isn't a sure thing. It requires precision, repetition, and a clear purpose. It's really not a one-size-fits-all solution.
And check this out. When researchers measured how the autonomic nervous system responds to this kind of therapy, the results were, well, all over the map. Some patients showed parasympathetic activation, that's the rest and digest or relaxation response. Others showed the exact opposite, sympathetic activation, the fight or flight response. And for a bunch of them, there was no significant change at all.
So, what's going on? Why the huge variation? Well, the science is still digging into this, but it seems to depend on a whole host of factors. The exact technique the therapist is using, how often the treatment happens, the patient's underlying condition, and get this, even the patient's own expectations going in can change the outcome. It's a fantastic reminder that we're dealing with a really complex, dynamic system here.
Okay, we've gone through the science, the real-world applications, the complexities. So what does this all mean for you? What's the big takeaway from all of this? It's really this, and it's so empowering. You are not just a passive bystander in your own brain story. You are an active, hands-on participant. The things you choose to do, the way you move your body, the habits you build, they're all constantly shaping the physical structure and the actual function of your brain.
So think of this as your personal toolkit for becoming a better brain architect. First, and most important, consistent exercise. It's the #1 most proven way to boost that miracle grow for your brain, BDNF. Second, focus on intentional movement. We're talking quality over quantity here to build strong, efficient pathways. Third, really lean into that mind-body connection with things like visualization. And finally,